It's good morning. Early morning, I'm out here shooting some arrows. So I just want to talk about something that happened this season hunting and how I think us hunters, bow hunters, should handle it. So I set my stands up real early. Let's go over from the very beginning. Usually August, and I do just a lot of homework. I go out a few times early, prep, uh, do a lot of scrapes, a lot of rubs, fake. I just do everything, licking branches. So I put a lot of time and effort into it. So this year, opening day happens, September, great, I'm set up, first few hunts. And then right around October, mid-October, mind you, I get in the morning, it's real early, it's pitch black, and my light comes up. I see a guy set up 15 yards away from me. I was like, damn, that's close. So my stands are in some nice trees. You really, especially early year when, early in the season when all the leaves are in there, you really got to look for it. So let's get up to this first. Is when you set up any stands, I always give a 50-yard radius. I pick a tree and I just go around in a circle for about 50 yards. Make sure nobody's set up. Now, if you're gonna set up, what bothers me more than anything, guys setting up mid-season when you're hunting, because you can do a lot of prep work and some guys can come in all of a sudden and just ruin everything for you. So if you're gonna do that, try to do it midday and be very mindful of your scent and everything else, because somebody else might be in there hunting already and have a nice setup, and you can blow it for them. So basically what happened, I remember my stand, I look and it's 15 yards away. Now it's two hang-on stands with one set of climbing sticks. So I walk over and it's kind of low. So then maybe it's a woman and a child, a man and a child, or a guy introducing somebody new to hunting. So I said, I'm going to leave a nice note in the stand. Sure enough, that day, I actually get a phone call on my cell phone saying, hey, this is so-and-so. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't really see your stand. I said, no problem. So I asked him, you want to move or you want me to move? If you wanted me to move, I would have moved. I'm not going to cause a big problem. He was nice, and he said, you know what, I'll move. We moved about 30 yards away. And you know what, we became friends. I shared my information with him. I told him about the buck in the area, and he was kind of new to hunting. So, which is great. So that's why I encouraged him. I wanted to help him. I shared my trail. I actually gave him my trail cam to use. Shared some of my pictures. Told him about the buck, and he was like, "All right, you've been here. You did your homework. If I see this buck, I'll let him walk." I was like, "No. If you see him, take the shot. It's public land, and if you're here that day, then it's your deer." And we actually did a couple hunts together. We became friends. So that's how I think we should handle it as hunters. Be professional, be mindful. We all, make mistakes out there sometimes, not realizing somebody else is set up. But I'm very diligent when I do my stands. I scout for deer and I scout for other hunters. Those are the two things I scout for. And if you're gonna set up mid-season, when I set up my stands, I'm pretty much there. I don't move it unless I have to. If I have to, for two reasons: somebody else is in my area and they won't move, or I see the deer constantly in another location, then I'll have to make that change. But and I did it this year too. I actually was hunting for that buck, and I kept seeing him in this one area, and I moved my stand, and never got a good shot. I got one shot about 53 yards, but it was during the rut, and he was moving. That's another story. But for us hunters, when somebody sets up near us, don't overreact. Be mindful, be respectful, and you never know how it can work out, because it worked out good for both of us. In fact, when I got my buck this year, one of the first guys I called was him, to let him know, hey, buddy, wish you were here this day. The deer were moving, I got a nice buck. So that's it. Richie Bullets and Broadheads, handle it professionally, be calm. Most times, I really honestly think it's an accident, and they don't realize you're there. And public land is public land, that things like this will happen. So, Richie, Bullets and Broadheads, this is how I handle it. I'm going to show you a video of that day, that morning, of me getting down from my stand and showing how close he was. And the note, how I put it in. And it all worked out for both of us. So, Richie, Bullets and Broadheads, here it goes. Check out the video. It's real quick, short, and this is how I think we should handle it. Us hunters, we got to be professional and respectful for each other. And that's how I feel about that. Take care, Richie, Bullets and Broadheads.
Hey, it's Richie, Bows and Broadheads. There's my stand. If you can see it over there. There's my bow and stuff. The other guys set up right here. So I'm gonna leave them a note. Nothing nasty. Just a nice note telling them I'm here when I hunt, and that's it. So if I have to move, I'll move. You know, he has 2 stands. Maybe he hunts with a child. He don't want to go in too deep. So if I gotta move, I'll move. I'm gonna leave him a note right here in the baggie. This way he can see it, and he knows I'm here. With my phone number, just saying I'm 15 yards away. You know, I tell him if he wants to switch days, as long as we don't hunt the same days, I don't care really. But you know, if I gotta move it, I'll move it. So that's it. Richie Bullets and Buttheads. You know, things happen. Maybe he never see me. My stand, you can hardly see. It's in a good tree. So, you know, I don't think there was any malicious intent. But I'm gonna leave him a note, and we'll go from there. Richie Bullets.